Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here. And after a huge battle with indecision, I finally have my main planner and journal collection ready for next year. So grab yourself a coffee, a tea or something cold, and we're going to I'll try and do this as quickly as possible. We'll go through these one at a time. So the first one here, this is a brand new addition to my collection. And of course I have glitter everywhere. I was playing with glitter before and I'm obviously going to find that now for the next 6 months. This is a very, very delightful chic sparrow cover that I managed to get off the D-Stash group here in Australia for $20. It is tough, it's smooth, it is delightful. This will be my everyday carry. It will cope with anything I throw at it. And I've never had one quite like this before, but I'm very glad I have it now. And I decided to go with travelers notebooks. I bought a whole heap of them. I have a whole pile that I can add, delete, change, do whatever I like with as the year progresses. But I'm starting with this. This one I've sort of given a little bit of a coffee theme to, but you know, I tend to change things. But we're sticking with that for now. I just have a little bit of deco here. This cute little stencil I've put in here because it can also be a little ruler if I need it, and it's gold and it's shiny and I wanted it there. I have got some sticky notes tucked away in here. Also bought these off D-Stash, but I love the colors and I think they're a great size, so they're hiding in there. And of course then I just have some business cards here. So the first insert is an undated monthly view book. So I've sort of gone with a bit of a theme, as in remember. So it's like a little bit of a diary type arrangement. I've put a 24 on there and then just a tiny bit of deco. I have this very cute little gnome with a coffee bookmark that I can use. And I purchased this. I was intending to start using this in October. So I bought this in about September. But then I'm one of those people, I can't stand starting planners in the middle of the year or any time except the first of the new year. So I decided, no, it's just going to wait. The whole idea of this is that just all my main priorities, appointments, someone rings up and says, can you come for lunch? I know whether I'm free. I just need the main things here. None of the other fluff and fiddle. So that's why I thought this would be perfect. I had to date it myself. Did end up, of course, starting on the 1st of January. I've just put a tiny little bit of deco on each page. It's all very straightforward, but it is exactly what I need to have with me, pardon me, when I'm out and about. The next insert is a simple lined insert, and this is for lists. Things like, not everyday grocery lists and stuff like that, but I will have things in here such as birthday present lists, Christmas present lists. If I'm hosting a party, the things I need or want, or the theme, anything where the list may continually be added to, not just simple groceries and stuff. So just kept the deco very simple on that one. This was just from a sticker sheet I found in my stash. And then the third little book I've got in here, this is just a plain papered one. And I actually want to do a coffee journal. I've always said, I'm an absolute coffee addict, and I've always said I want to do a coffee journal. So when I go somewhere and I have a really good coffee, I just want to do a simple spread, give it a rating, location, the type of coffee and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to house that in there. And I also purchased this great little folder. I've got a little bit of washi tape in case I want to do some deco. I've got larger sticky notes in case I need them. And then just some little tiny stickers, dots, that sort of thing, if I want to do any highlighting or anything like that. Then, of course, great secretarial pocket at the back here. When I'm heading overseas, I've got 2 trips planned already for next year, hopefully more. My passport slides straight in there and I'm good to go. So that will be my everyday carry. Currently have this delightful pen in here, but not sure if I will stick with using that one. We'll see how things go. But that's planner number 1. Now, planner number 2, this will be my main planner, and of course, especially for things like social media and that sort of thing. I've got this housed in my beautiful Harmony B cover that I bought, I think 2 years ago now, and I'm trying this thing. I bought this on a complete whim, purely because of the cover. Technically, it's meant to be dragon scales, but as far as I'm concerned, it's mermaid scales. The colours match perfectly. I do have a little bit of beachy themed deco in here, and also some appropriately coloured sticky notes, page marker if I need it, and this jazzy thing I bought, which is a stencil, and it has waves on it and all sorts of other cute things. So I'm popping that in there because it fits absolutely perfectly. Now, this is a Kinbor, and the reason why I bought it on a whim was because it cost me a whole $15. I was expecting nothing when I got it. I thought, oh, this could be a disaster. But I can't believe how nice it is. I can't believe how smooth the paper is. It's quite thin. It definitely has Hobonichi vibes. I love the set out, but I haven't actually set this up yet. There's quite a few interesting little sections in this planner, and I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with them. So I will think about that over the next few days. When I have it all set up, I'll actually do a full flip through of this planner, how I've set it up, how I've decorated it, and what I'm doing with the sections it provides. Now, of course, the most important thing though, the first thing I did when this arrived was a little bit of pen testing, because I needed to know whether there was any chance this planner and I were going to be friends for the year. If the paper was atrocious, there was no way in the world I was going to use it, because that's not how I roll. But I was very pleasantly surprised. There's a tiny little bit of shadowing, just like using a Hobonichi Weeks. But other than this, where this is the actual ink itself came out of this pen too thick and too fast, even that hasn't bled through, just shadowing. I can deal with all the shadowing in the world. I can't handle bleed through. So for $15, this, I think, is going to be one very handy little planner. And even though this was not where I was going to head for 2024, this is what I am going to go with now. I'm not one of those people who changes their mind and changes planners mid-year. I need to have my whole year in one place. And honestly, for the money I spent, I'm incredibly happy with this. But more about that in another video. Otherwise, this one is going to take way too long. Then the next one is this. This is a Mumsy and Bub cover that I have. I am very impatiently waiting for Motum to re-release their B6 cover in the color Espresso. It is the most delightful dark brown. I desperately want one, and I have ticked the to be notified when it's been released. It was promised initially in September, still hasn't happened, but I did notice one other style has been re-released in Espresso, so fingers crossed I can get my hands on one of those in the near future. But this is perfectly acceptable for now. And in here is this will be my journal, my daily journal and my creative journal. Currently using a Wonderland 222A5, but have decided I don't need quite that much space. So I have gone for the Wonderland 222 in B6. Love the paper, love the style, love the grid, especially when I'm writing. It helps me keep things neat. And the fact there's no decoration on it, it leaves it open slather for me to play with. Very happy with this. And I just sort of created a bit of a deco cover with some Stamperia scrapbooking paper that I had. And in here, again, I've kept things very simple, but what I have got in here is this cute little folder that I bought probably about 2 years ago, if not more, and I've never used it, which is so stupid. But as I find magazine images or something that I want to do maybe as a theme for a week in my journaling, I can shove that in here and use it when it's appropriate. So that's that little folder ready to go, and it does fit in there perfectly. And then the other thing is, Kerry Griffiths have created this 100 perpetual prompts for collage, which is a printout you can get from his YouTube page. I think his YouTube page might actually be Kerry the Crafter, I think. So I've cut all those out. So I love doing collage, but if I sit in front of a blank page, I really struggle to make a start. I'm great if you give me directions. If you tell me use red roses and green fish and something, I'll happily do it. So I thought I've cut up all of this kit. Then maybe once a week, once a fortnight, just depending on how much time I have, I'm just going to pick 2, 3, maybe 4 prompts and actually do some collaging using this kit. Had this great little envelope that I can pop it all in, and so I'm just going to keep that tucked in there. So that's my journal ready to go. Very simple, very straightforward, but I might as well stick with what I know works for me, and that's definitely doing a daily journal creative arrangement. The next one, this will be carried over from this year. I bought this stunning paper blanks notebook, and I am using it as my fountain pen ink journal. So yes, it bleeds through, but I just put a plastic sheet down each time I do one, and I don't use the reverse side of the pages because, as you can see, some of them have bled through, but I don't care. Paper's lovely. Love how it looks. This is a stamp I think I got, AliExpress maybe, not sure. But this is my ink journal. I would love to expand my collection, and I will work on that. And so this will obviously be carried over with me. Wouldn't want to start another one of those. And then lucky last is one of the best things I ever came up with about 3 years ago. This is just a cheapy day to a page diary, other than weekends, of course, that I found at my local cheap shop, and I had to buy it because I adore the cover. It's beachy, and that's my jam. I started this about, I think, 3 years ago, because I have a very bad habit of writing things down on pieces of paper or in notebooks, and then when I actually want the information on them, I can't find it. I've thrown it out. I've put the notebook away. I can't remember which notebook I put it in. So I started using one of these. This is not a diary. It's not a journal, but it's full of information. So if I have to make a phone call to say, get an insurance quote, I use the actual day that I made the call, and I jot all the info down. When I'm doing craft swaps, sometimes the date thing doesn't even actually happen. I could possibly get away with just using a notebook, but sometimes I also do freelance work, and I have to do newsletters and things like that. They're date specific, so I do like having the date, even though I might not always use it. If I'm researching something, if I find a recipe I want to try, it almost becomes more like a commonplace book than an actual diary. But I've got plenty of space. I never decorate this. It's just full of scribbles and things like that. But it is a lifesaver. I never have to go hunting for a piece of paper that I've lost or anything like that. All my little notes, ideas, especially before they come into fruition. Sometimes I'll just scribble things down in here, and then when I need to transfer it or actually do something with it, I've got everything in one diary. That's why I buy this A5 day to a page size. It just gives me so much room to write down all the stuff that I don't want to forget or I don't want to lose. So there we go. I've tried to keep it as short and as sweet as possible. This is my stack of goodies that will take me through 2024. Don't think I'll be adding too much more to it other than junk journals and things that I make as the year goes on. I think this is enough to keep me out of trouble for the year, but to keep me organized. My left side brain loves the organization and operates best with it. So there we go. If you have any questions, please pop them down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, back shortly with the full review of my Kinbor in case you're interested. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.